The clock, there's a shadow on the clock, but here we go. It is 6:30, and I call to order the meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission for Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. There is a quorum present. First item of business is approval of the minutes for the September 3rd, 2024 regular meeting. Any additions or corrections, commissioners? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Motion by Aram, second by Jack. Vote now. Motion carries 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 0. Second item, a third item of business is a regular hearing for the Orchard Valley Estates, Phase 5, Lots 2A and 2B, Block A, on 1.85 acres, zoned local commercial LC district, being a replat of Orchard Valley Estates, Phase 5, Lot 2, Block A, located at 1181 Valley Ridge Boulevard. Case number 24-08-5-RP.
Good evening, Commissioners. The replat of Orchard Valley Estates was submitted on August 19th, 2024, and has been reviewed by staff. Staff recommends that the Planning and Zoning Commission disapprove of the replat of Orchard Valley Estates for the deficiencies listed and delegate to staff the authority to accept and approve the plat once the listed deficiencies are corrected. The approved plat will be brought to the chair for signature.
Thank you. Commissioners, questions, comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
If I might, just a question of staff. In terms of the reception of this plat, if it was would the documentation changed? Let me see if I can put this into words. If all the pieces were there to begin with, would the packet information shown, would that have changed? I saw, after a real quick review, I saw 2 marked up items, but never the proposal or something under the applicant's letterhead saying this is what they were wanting to do. I see it, y'all's interpretation of that, but I don't see the applicant's. Will that ever show, or am I missing something?
So with a plat, no, there's not necessarily a statement of intent or any kind of letter that's required with those applications. We do see those letters that kind of explain the applicant's intent when we have zoning changes, special use permits, and those more entitlement type applications. With plats, typically what's happened in many cases, and probably most cases, before they submit the plat, they have what's called a pre-development meeting with our development review committee, where we kind of talk about what their goals and objectives are prior to them making the submittal. So we're kind of aware that they're subdividing because they intend to develop or sell or whatever it might be. And so we talk them through what the process is. So when a plat is submitted, we review it and we mark it up, but all that we get really is the plat document itself, and then depending if right-of-way is dedicated or not, a title opinion, and then a certificate stating that they don't owe any taxes. And so we check for those things. If those things are missing, we'll note that in our report, but what we typically send on to you guys is just the plat document with the markups that staff has from its review.
Okay. And again, the reason behind the staff's recommendations are that the plat as submitted did not comply with state law. Is that what I've understood?
It's not that it doesn't comply with state law, it's that it doesn't comply with all of the requirements of our development ordinances. And typically it's things like not showing setbacks. That's a very common thing, or it has the wrong signature blocks on it, depending on which type of plat it is. A lot of those things are fairly easy to clean up. And once it's delegated to staff, we can resolve those. Sometimes there's information that's missing. Sometimes they've not dedicated corner clips or something like that that we need for the street right-of-way. So it varies greatly from plat to plat. Sometimes there's just inconsistencies in the way that the meets and bounds is given in the description versus on the actual drawing itself. So those are all the kinds of things that we'd be looking for. And we try to put just a kind of bullet summary of what those are and then provide you the actual markups that we sent back to the applicant, usually about a week prior to this meeting.
So would receiving a plat with deficiencies, would that ever be stopped before it came to us and saying, no, correct these before it goes to the P&Z?
So with the state law and the 30-day shot clock, no, probably not. In my planning career, I've only ever received one plat that was perfect upon its initial submittal. And in that case, we would bring it before you and ask for you to approve it. But in the vast majority of cases, there are corrections that are needed. And so to make sure that we're meeting the state 30-day shot clock, we bring it to this board. We make the recommendation to delegate to disapprove with the conditions based on the deficiencies that we've identified, and then delegate to staff the authority to approve once those deficiencies are addressed. Because platting is a ministerial action, so if the plat does meet all of our standards in our zoning and subdivision ordinance, we do need to approve it. So it's one thing that we're looking at, and the state law did actually recently change that allows platting actually to be delegated down from the Planning and Zoning Commission to city staff. So that's an ordinance amendment that we might be looking at in the future, but just in terms of process to comply with state law and the 30-day shot clock, and our ordinances, which require currently the Planning and Zoning Commission to be the one that decides, this is our way to address both of those things.
Okay, I appreciate that. It seems to be a trend, and I wanted to hear more about it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Other questions, comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Ainsley, seconded by Francis.
Motion to disapprove the plat, the final plat due to deficiencies, and delegate to staff the authority to accept and approve the plat when deficiencies are corrected.
Second. Sorry for stepping on that, Ainsley.
No, you're fine.
Vote now. Motion's approved 7-0. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing. The public hearing, consideration of a zoning change from single-family residential R 7.5 district to Old Town Mixed-Use 1, OTMU 1 district on approximately 0.31 acres, being a portion of Lot 5, Block F, Original Town of Lewisville Edition, located at 207 West Walter Street, as requested by Marlene and John Rogers, the property owners, 24-08-9-Z.
All right, good evening, Commissioners. The applicant is requesting a zone change of the property at 207 West Walter Street from its current R 7.5 zoning to OTMU 1. OTMU 1 is a zoning district specialized to the Old Town area, intended to accommodate single and two-family residential uses in the established neighborhoods surrounding the downtown area. The Old Town Master Plan shows OTMU 1 as the suggested zoning for this particular property. Staff recommends that the Commission recommend approval of the zone change as described in the caption above. I believe the applicant is also here for questions, and if you guys have questions, I can answer those as well.
Thank you. Commissioners, questions? If not, I'll open the public hearing. Those who would like to speak may come forward and state your name and your address, please. Having no one come forward, I will close the public hearing. Commissioners, questions, comments?
I have a question of staff. If the use designation is changed, does that prevent it? Is there any priority use? Here I am a planner, and I can't remember the phrase. Can the OTMU-1 be used as residential later on if needed?
Yes, so the OTMU 1 district allows for the single-family housing that's currently already there, and it also allows for other uses, like, I believe, like bakery and other kind of small-scale.
One of the common things we've seen in OTMU1 is conversion of some of these homes into office uses because professional office is allowed. So right behind City Hall, there's several examples of residential properties that have been converted into like an insurance office, and I think there's a music studio, but they're generally fairly low-intensity uses, so they're still compatible with residential uses.
Thank you. So the use is not exclusive.
Correct.
Thank you.
Other questions, comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve
Second.
the zone change.
Motion by Francis, second by Ainsley. Vote now. Motion approved, 7-0.
Thank you, Commissioners. This zone change will be brought to City Council on October 21st for a second and final public hearing.
Thank you. Next item of business, announcements.
Yes, I just wanted to give you an update on the backyard cottage design competition. It is open, it is on our website, so we encourage you and your neighbors and everyone to submit. We have prize categories for all age ranges and ability levels. The prizes do range from $250 up to $2,000 for the professional category. So we encourage you to do that. We had our Parade EU, ADU stands for Accessory Dwelling Unit, so we had our Parade EU make its first appearance in the Cattle Drive Parade on Saturday. We will also be at the Lewisville High School Homecoming Parade and at the Holiday Stroll in December to just, the competition closes October 31st. So in December, we'll be celebrating the victors of the competition. But we just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that that was still moving forward. And so far it's been a lot of fun, and we've definitely been outreaching to the community to let them know about the backyard cottage options.
Will it make an appearance at Western Days?
Not in a parade form, but yes, it will be
Right.
part of our tabling at Western Days.
Excellent, thank you. Any other announcements? Okay, in that case, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Aram, second by Francesca. All in favor? Vote now.
There we go.
Motion carries 7-0. We are adjourned.
Worked for me. We'd be done by now, right?